Hello, everybody, and welcome to Romancing the Throne. Y'all, Romeo is here dreaming about Jabara. He's in love with her. Like, let's be real. But we can't focus on that right now. Like, because is he really in love with her? But he has work to do. So he got like a gift on his front door. And I'm like, what the hell is this? Right. So he's like, I found this outside and something about it reminds me of how you rule the kingdom. And he got a large pet poop. Like, who the heck would send him a large pet poop? That's like really disrespectful, right? like who does that? Seriously, some people are displeased with how he is handling his job that he has, right? He's a friend of the commoners, right? So he's been going to schools and visiting doing community work. So people are really upset. Some people in nobility are apparently really upset. And that's like, bruh, like what? Like why? So he has to kind of play both teams, right? He has to be on the side of the commoners. He has to keep it like walk a fine line, or he could go all in on either side, right? To be a noble. He doesn't want to be a noble puppet. So he has some unread noble mail, right? So we're gonna read one of the mail, and he's like, "Dear Knight Romeo, rumors have drifted up to society's most affluent, me, darling, and you've been extending your goodwill a bit too generously. We trust this is simply a phase of early enthusiasm. Sincerely, a guarded aristocrat of Umbridge." And I'm like, that's rude. And I'm wondering if that's the same person who sent me the large pet poop. But anyway, Romeo has his first day, as mentoring under Arioka, and he's at the royal palace. Now the royal palace is like really nice, and he's like, wow, this place is like, it's like he could kind of see himself here a little bit, or he's taken decorative inspiration because he does have to like make over his apartment when he gets like a little bit more money. So anyway, so what he wants to do today, he wants to get a promotion as well as he wants to have a duel. So he and oh, look at his girl. Oh my gosh, she's so gorgeous. Anyway, so he and Akachi you know they're training because we have to enroll him in, he's gonna be in a swordsmanship tournament pretty soon, in like a couple episodes, because y'all know these episodes are short, bite-sized little episodes. So he's going to be in, like, I want to say the next couple episodes. I'm not sure how, because we are going to be making over his apartment and everything like that. And that will be the next episode after this one. We'll be renovating his entire apartment. So anyway, so my boy is training Akachi. He's like, good form, you're getting better. And I'm like, yes, because he has to go. He like swordsmanship is a performance. It's a dance. It's a dance of two swords swinging in the breeze. And of course he lost because Akachi is better than him. Arioka is observing him silently, you know, and it's like they are really like just crossing swords. Romeo still thinks Akachi is sexy, but they're just, we hooked up and that's it. Like Akachi is a kind of a free man of the people. Like Akachi hooked up with like um somebody else in his bed, all kind of thing. Like it had like so much things going on. Just like Akashi is not one to be tied down either. And honestly speaking, oh, and then Adeko is observing and Adeko is like, good show, good show. You're doing well. Right? And he clapping for him. I think I'm like, good for you. I'm like, yes, because again, swordsmanship is a performance. So when Akashi left, Romeo's here. He was invited to kind of spend the evening with the Darongs. And this is like really good because he's in the inner circle. So here he is kind of fantasizing about his coronation because he was alone in the throne room. And he's like, he could see himself here. He could see himself on the throne ruling. Imagine being a little orphan boy from Dambele and dreaming to be king. Like, that's crazy, right? So he kind of feels like this weight on his shoulders of his dreams. And I'm just like, you can do it. You're more than just the orphan boy from Dambele, but he doesn't know that yet. You know what I mean? Anyway, so and then he got his promotion too. So now he's promoted to Honorable Herald, and he's a baronet, right? Baronet of Andarian, right? So he really still has to kind of just do his duties. His portfolio is still small for now, but he's excited to put in the work. So anyway, so Romeo has been promoted to Honorable Errol and has unlocked the new title, Baronet of Andarian. He will now make an additional 144 a day, right? And he's gotten a ring. I didn't even realize that before, but now he makes 816 a day, right? And I'm like, "Oh, I need to make 816 a day." So anyway, so this is like he's going into the kitchen too because the Darongs, they sent him all of the stuff and they are cooking together and Adioka is leading the cooking. Now Adioka is a bit strange. To me, he kind of moves like he has ADHD. And as someone that has ADHD, yeah. He is like, but Romeo's like, what we making? Like a cake here. So everybody's in the kitchen. Oh, and I'm gonna take this opportunity to be like, I have changed the wrong story just a bit. So Arioka, instead of having the Duchess and his secret child, all of these children are his children. I didn't like the fact that they made Jawara a single mother. And the husband was nowhere to be found. He was mentioned, but he was nowhere to be found. So I have aged up Amarachi, and Obi will age up. He's like 10 days away from being a teenager. So I I made them Jawara's siblings instead of her kids. So because I'm changing that story, I felt very microaggressed by that. Why is she a single mother? Anyway, um, but I'm doing a cast video and I'll discuss that how I felt. So Arioka again with his ADHD stopped making the cake, and everybody just there. Romeo is meeting Jawara's siblings, Obi, because it's like, what, if I'm not speaking to Jawara, like again, he's not speaking to her, but if I am not, like, let me get in good with her siblings. Like, Obi, he's a young kid. Maybe he could look up to Romeo one day to a mentor. Who knows, right? And then, but he's gonna be like, Romeo's like, yeah, yeah, kid, I like you. You're cool. We'll just talk. And then he will introduce himself to Amarachi, right? And Amarachi is like, she's watching him. So, oh, so you're the unlucky new knight for the kingdom. And Romeo's like, well, I'm a baronet now. She's like, ah, nobility. How interesting. So to me, she doesn't really get the vibe like she really wants to be in this life. She wants to be an actress, right? So, but she plays the role well, and like to me, she and Jawara would have like a little rivalry going on there. That's the vibe I'm getting from them. But again, in the makeover video, I'll do that. So Jawara comes back in the kitchen and she's like, you know what? Since my father abandoned the cooking, she's gonna make a sandwich for her father. And Romeo is just going to be there. They're going to be making a little small talk in the kitchen. But again, it's still not like, there's still no real conversation, right? And she's be like, my father takes a drink after his dinner. So she's giving him little tips and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, you're helping him out. I see that. I see what you're doing, Joara. And we appreciate it, right? We appreciate it. We appreciate it. She's really nice. And I like the fact that the wrongs like they do stuff together. And it's like because they just started cooking together and I was like so cool. Right? So Arioga's like, thank you, my love. You're the best. You're the best daughter in the world. Right? So anyway, so Romeo goes and attempts to make a drink for Arioga. Now he's not very good at making drinks right now. He's like, I think he's level 2 in mixology, but he tried his best and he made his favorite drink for Arioga, which is a flaming B52, which looks tragic, but he still tried to do what he needed to do. And I mean, he and Arioka like so cool. Like they have like so much sentiments towards each other. I don't even know how that even happened, right? I don't even know when they spoke to each other to get so much like to just be good friends like right away. But Arioka likes him. He's like, he's an ambitious young man. He's respectful. He's polite. He's even a little like romance. He's a little romance on Arioka as a player himself. Game recognizes game, right? So Arioka's talking to him, you have good form, you know how to speak to people, you will go far. When I first heard about a white-haired knight in the New City, I was like, let me see what this young man is about. And you have done really well for yourself. I'm very proud of you. He's like, thank you for taking me in, and I really appreciate your guidance and wisdom. It's like, all right, good. So, guys, at the end of the night, after his mentorship, he's taking a walk home and he visits Anansi as well because Anansi is a trickster god of old. So, he's going to ask Anansi for some advice, throw a little dollar, toss a coin for your witcher and see what's up. So, Anansi is going to tell Romeo, like, what advice he has for him, right? Look at him now. And Nancy's like, your wish to rule a kingdom is barred by an occupied throne. What makes you think you're fit to rule if you can't even handle a busy chair? When there's a will, there's a way. And you know what? That is true. Where there is a will, there's a way. And Romeo is ready to take on that. I think so. At least he thinks so. He feels really good about his mentorship. And honestly, guys, this is coming out to the end of the episode. Let me know what you think. Um, and yeah, he feels like he has family now, and I'm so happy for him. So thank you for watching. Bye.